Give you guys a little idea of how my auto watering wicking beds are coming up. I went ahead and installed the float valve connected to the water barrel. It's just a 55-gallon drum with a top cut off, and at the very bottom there's a little coupling that pushes through a barb fitting. Down here is where the water comes out. It's connected to a little valve here. I can control it on or off. That goes through a little 4-gallon square bucket to the float valve that is inside the bucket. This water sets the whole level across all 4 buckets. Between each bucket, they're connected by a little piece of pipe through some grommets and barb fittings. Inside the buckets, they have corrugated ag pipe to hold as much water as possible. The bottoms will be filled with sand and maybe a little bit of rocks, depending on what I have left. Top will be filled with a mixture of horse manure, compost from worms, and a little sandy mixture. I have 4 of these buckets, all connected about 2 inches off the bottom. All the water levels are just about the same. And at the very end, there's a little overflow that'll regulate. If it rains too much, it'll just overflow at the very end. Moving on to my cucumbers, I ended up starting these from seeds just to see how they would go. Not a wicking barrel, but it is fed with horse manure, rice chaff, and a little compost. Moving on to the other wicking barrel. This one is not self-watering. I have to fill it up. This is what the PVC coming out the dirt is for. It has a little overflow, so I know when the barrel is full. Planted a few eggplants from seeds in here, just in case these don't bounce back. My mint plant from the winter has bounced back really nice. About a week or 2 ago, it was nothing but sticks. Last wicking barrel, I planted in 3 tomatoes, brandywine, and a couple cherry tomatoes. Once again, it has the overflow. The aquaponics is chugging along. I planted in 3 tomatoes. I did add some worms to these buckets, and I did find a couple of them still alive, eating the decayed roots and fish poo when I was digging around. 2 tomatoes in this one, and I started a few cucumbers from seed just to see how they would do as well. So the water overflows from the fish tank here, comes along, dumps into the 2 buckets. Any excess water that the buckets can't handle come down here and drop back into the sump tanks. That's then pumped back into the fish tank. Little look at the system, a little bit of cleaning up to do, but other than that, we're doing all right.